What does Zyn really give you? Not just smoke-free nicotine satisfaction, but also real freedom to do more of what you love, when and where you want to do it. Why bring Zyn along for the ride? Because America's #1 nicotine pouch opens up all the possibilities of right now. With Zyn, you don't just find freedom, you keep finding it. Find your Zyn. Learn more at Zyn.com. Warning, this product contains nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical.
All right, let's do some post-game. We bring Juju aboard here. Juju is decked out in his Celtics gear. I'm guessing that's a Ray Allen jersey there, or is that Paul Pierce? Ray Allen, who is that?
Yeah, it's a Paul Pierce jersey. Today is not a great day on the Juju Gotti Ranch.
Now, when you see, speaking of Paul Pierce, when you see Jason Tatum leave the game in the wheelchair, isn't your first thought, okay, he's going to be back in a few minutes?
I mean, actually, it wasn't my first thought. My first thought, as a Buffalo Bills, Josh Allen fan, it was like, oh, first time other Celtics fans. Like, Patrick Mahomes does this to us every year. And so my heart is actually prepared and hardened for these moments, but it still hurts so very bad.
We've spent much of the show trying to get inside the head of a Celtics fan, wondering, like, is this window shut now? If the worst fears are realized, that Jason Tatum has a torn Achilles, which is what a lot of people are theorizing. You're our resident Celtics fan. I'm pretty sure you think the series is over, right?
Yes.
Is everything over?
Everything is dark, brother. Like, and I want to give credit to the New York Knicks. Like, Jason Tatum's injury, although like very unfortunate, that wasn't the deciding factor to that game. Those guys played their ass off. They've been doing their thing the entire series. So I don't want the Jason Tatum injury to distract from their salutes. You feel me? But yeah, bro, the future looks bleak now. Porzingis seems to have put out his farewell Instagram post the other day. The new management, the new ownership, I mean, they'll never be able to take 2024 away from us. Sheesh.
I do want to throw in a quick fine. You did say you feel me. That's
true.
$2. I don't want to.
Dang it!
Yeah, my bad. I'm just trying to.
$2.
Just trying to keep you accountable.
That's true.
This is a bad $6 billion that was spent. If I could just go ahead and judge this one right off the bat, bad $6 billion. Too much.
Right.
Juju,
right.
You got a top 5 for us today?
Yes, I have a top 5 for you today. This was definitely in lighter times, like trying to bring some fun to the segment. Top 5 athletes that would not have survived the social media era while they played.
Okay.
I was brought to, because I see Ant-Man doing a lot of stuff, and I see a lot of players, and I'm like, dang, Shaq and Charles Barkley, they be saying a lot of crazy stuff. So yeah, top 5 athletes that wouldn't have survived the social media era. OLI, Lamar Odom. He was kind of in there, kind of not, but it wasn't really hitting while he was there.
What was I missing the other day when Lamar Odom was doing the pregame ceremony in Vegas for the Knights and Oilers? Like, is Lamar Odom from Vegas?
He's a Vegas guy.
He spent a lot of time there.
He's a Vegas guy.
Lamar Odom.
He's a Mr.
town.
Vegas.
A lot of time spent on the ranch, if you know what I mean.
Precisely.
Somebody must have canceled last minute, though, for that, to your point.
Carrot Top.
OLI number 2, Paul Pierce. I fear he would have told the truth one too many times back in those days.
He's already stepped into it a couple of times in the social media age.
Juju, we don't actually believe that Paul Pierce walked 20 miles to work the other day, do we?
Nah, I think he had a Jeffrey from Fresh Prince situation. Like, he did a little bit, then hopped in the cab, threw some sweat on him. Like, oh man, I walked the other these miles. But hey,
I think you're right.
It's all for the camera. Content over everything. Number 5, Karl Malone.
Oh boy, dicey.
IYKYK. Number 4, Tim Hardaway. IYKYK. Number 3, Shaq.
Damn, you think so?
Worse than them?
Shaq under Karl Malone.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like he's thriving under this situation. It's not like It's not like he's inconspicuous. I think
feel
people
like
know when
Shaq
Shaq enters a room.
Like, has Shaq ever had any public embarrassments?
Little things here and there, like public split ups and whatnot, but no.
Whatever, that's real life stuff.
Everyone,
you know?
he kind of has like that Charles Barkley vibe to him. Like, what are we really going to say about this guy? It's gonna
No, but at least
him?
Barkley, when he was a player, he'd been arrested for beating people up. Remember, he threw a guy off a balcony one time, and the judge said, "Do you regret your actions?" And he says, "I only regret it was just the second floor."
What would Judge Zaslow say?
About what? About what?
What would your ruling be?
Yeah, what would your ruling be?
On
Second floor.
On Sir Charles.
Oh, I would rule. I mean, it depends on what the guy did, but I think I'm ruling Barkley. It's okay. Guy lived
Round mound.
with prejudice.
Number 2, the Worm, Dennis Rodman.
Do you think Rodman would have been active on social media as a player? Yeah, you think so?
I think people around him would have been active and catching him in a lot of shenanigans.
Yeah, gotcha.
Yeah, he would have been partying, and like people would have been complaining about like how he's not taking the game seriously.
Kind of like Harden.
The off-field antics, though, like I don't think like that would just be like a drop in a bucket.
How about the stories like when he was? I think it was when he was with the Lakers, and it's toward the end of his career, where he played the whole game. He wouldn't shower, and he'd just go straight to the club all stanking with the girls all over him. It's gross, right?
Very gross. And number 1, the answer, Allen Iverson.
That's a good one.
I think my boy would have had one good season, and he would have been out of here.
That's a good one.
But salute to him. Although, also, it's not a great day for me at all as a Celtics fan. So this is definitely not warranted from me. But with all the news that broke yesterday, I have a victory lap I could take a little bit around right now. I sent a video to the video team. Video team, Brother Lewis, can you cue that guy up for me, please? I see that Nico will come out smelling like roses at the end of this. We saw the game last night, and I don't think he was oogling or ogling Luka in the beginning of the game. I think he was brave enough, number 1, to take his ass out there and sit mid-court when a lot of GMs would have crept in the skybox and been unseen and unheard of. He sat up right there at the half-court line and looking at Luka like, look at Luka fat ass over there. That's what I think he was thinking. He wasn't oogling. I think the Mavericks are going to come out of this on top at the end of the season. I am now a Dallas Mavericks fan because of this. Everybody hate Nico. I salute Nico. I see what you saw, Nico.
Look at you, Juju.
You feel me? Sometimes even a garbage can gets a steak.
$2 fine, though. We feel you.
Ah, dang it. $4 in one episode. Okay, yeah.
Costly
lastly, potentially interested. I don't know if that could count as news or journalism. I'm with my brother Greg Cody's side. Potentially interested in the Miami Heat is kind of like helps prevent against the coronavirus. You know, it's like, what are you really saying? But salute to your news sources.
Thank you. Top notch. Juju, let's do some polls. What is everybody saying out there?
Yes, sir. Poll number 1. Bigger story, Knicks up 3-1 or Nico gets the number 1 pick? 62% of the audience says Nico gets the number 1 pick.
Yeah, I'm into it.
Do people forget that Mike Ryan broke the Messi to Miami story? 83% of the audience says yes.
Wow, does that insult you, Mike Ryan?
I mean, it was a pretty big scoop. And it's not like I kind of got lucky and I just crept onto the scene. I mean, this was a year and a half of very thorough reporting.
Yeah. I could
Right.
Going up
appreciate
against
good
like the
reporting.
top dogs in the industry.
Yep.
Right. In Fabrizio's face. Is The Rehearsal the most ambitious show in the history of television? 51% of the audience says yes, it is.
Wow, that's neck and neck, Juju.
Right. That's a crazy show. Like you said, I tried to get my girl in on the show, and she was like, what am I watching? And I'm
Same
like,
with
I'm
my
sorry.
wife, Juju. I swear, we watched the first episode. She's just like, what is this?
Right. And the American Idol segment, it's a lot going on. Last poll, if you say the phrase, further I say if not, are you a bleepo? 94% of the audience says yes, you are.
Yeah.
And those are your polls.
Yeah, that was an easy one. Good job, Juju.
Thank you, guys. I'll go cry in the car.